Hi, my name's Will. If you're familiar with this channel, you know that I do game reviews, but you might not have known that I actually also make video games on the side. And I want to talk about one. I'm trying to do one of those devlog things. So this is Goblin Summer Camp. It's a game I've been working on for I don't know, maybe half a year now. Um, and it's one of those games that is about sort of reliving your childhood experience. At least for me, that's like running around at a summer camp and playing games like Capture the Flag and Tag and um, like Red Rover, things like that. And that's something I wanted to recreate with Goblin Summer Camp. Those fun feelings of playing with all your friends, at least the ones that you'd made at the time during the summer, people you barely knew, but shared this physical activity with, this sport. Um, it was such a joining experience. I thought that might make an interesting game. At this time, I've only got one game mode that works, but it works pretty good. And that's a sort of a Sharks and Minnow-y kind of tag game. If you're familiar with Sharks and Minnows, it's a game where you try to get from one side of a pool to the other without being touched by the person who's the tagger. And let me open up one of the maps here to give you an idea. So this is Unity. If you're not familiar with it, it is a fairly popular game development platform, and it's a 3D rendering engine as well. And anyway, so the way it works is in this game mode, the runners would start over here, and their goal is to make it into one of these three endpoints here. One, two, and there's a third one down here. And of the people playing, one is randomly selected and popped right here on the ground. And their goal is to try to stop you, at least to try to get one person. And any person they tag joins the other side and has to help them sort of tag everybody else. And the cool thing is when you finally do make it as one of the runners over into one of the endpoints, at the beginning of the next round, you get a power-up. And there's a couple power-ups that I've got programmed into the game. And I'd like to have a couple more, but some of them are increasing the run speed, increasing the jump height, making you smaller. It turns out being able to shrink and like hide in this grass is actually quite fun and is a sort of a new dynamic. And sort of also have some deployables like putting down a barricade. So if you had some friends chasing behind you, you could drop a barricade and poop that on the ground and then run into it. Maybe the taggers would get them. Or if you're being chased by a tagger, you could put the barricade down, and that would be another option. And then of course I have a smoke bomb that I put in there for effect. That way you could hide and maybe negotiate your way. So if you're running this direction as a tagger or as a runner, you could put a smoke bomb, and maybe they wouldn't know if you went left or went right until it was too late, and then you could sneak around. So I think that, anyways, I think that kind of gives you the idea of what the game's about. How about I just pop open an example and show you? They always say in writing, show, don't tell. And I've been doing a lot of telling, I suppose. So let me pop open a number of clients. This is a multiplayer game, so I gotta get that running. All right, and so here we go. I've got a couple clients running. Some of them are on this side of the screen. Let's see if I can drag it over. Here we go. Ignore there's a seam down the edge of the world. That's gonna go away eventually. So this is it. Yeah, as I was saying, you spawn over here with you and your best friends. Don't ask questions why that disappeared. And then you and all of them would split up and run different directions, very much like tag. And over there in that corner, a runner would have spawned. And he's there to try to chase you and to pick you off as best they can. So, again, the goal is to try to run past, to duck, weave, dodge, jump over, the various boulders and whatnot that you can find, and get past them without being touched. And if he touches you, you join their team on the next run through. So this tagger, or this runner, has already made it through. I'm going to go switch to another one. And so, see the other guy, he runs around the opposite direction, avoiding a tag, or maybe, again, hiding in these bushes here. So it can't quite be seen as well. And they make it through. I think the music sounds all kinds of off right now because I got multiple clients going at once. But let's see here. Let me drive the main guy here. And we'll go tag this poor remaining runner who didn't get an opportunity to get away. If I can make it there in time, where is he? Look at him. Crush him a little bit. See, ragdolls out. And that's the end of that round. And so the server takes a moment. You can see over here, we'll get a temp wall on that guy. Oh, I wasn't fast enough to choose a selection. But we'll pick this one out. Hold on, let me move the window up. And so you get an upgrade. And so that this upgrade got a temporary wall I can put behind it. Boop. And so you push that. Like say someone was chasing, it'd be really fun to drop that one. And you can get that item back at the beginning of every round. And again, some of the upgrades, I don't know why he keeps disappearing. Some of the upgrades allow you to again run faster, jump higher. Let's go and run through again. I'll see if I can get a couple of these upgrades to spawn for you. There we go. So we got another upgrade. So this guy's got two. This guy's got two upgrades already. One to put down the bomb or to put down the wall, and two for smoke bombs. So you can duck, dive, and dodge. I think you get the idea. And so this other guy, he's just a little bit faster, 15%. One of the nice mechanics I added in here is instead of being additive, the effects are multiplicative, which is super cool because you can really double down on being extremely fast or being or being someone who jumps really high. Is instead of being 30% plus 30%, you think it'd be 60%. It's actually 30% multiplies by the base, and then we do another multiplication of 30%, so you get above and beyond. It's like compound interest. So there you go. That was a full round, and as you saw, the person with the most points wins, and then it resets. And each map gets played 3 times, and that goes in succession to the next map. So this is the current game mode I've got working. I've got a couple others that I'm trying to implement here. But working on getting some nice quality of life stuff, like running animations, making the goblin feel nice to play. He's a little bit jerky at the moment, but he feels very controllable. That's the one thing that's nice, is it's very responsive. So in the meantime, how about I show you some of the maps that I've got built. So we've got a total of 3, and you'll notice the maps are kind of all going for sort of a similar aesthetic. The art style is a combination of Mobius. It was one of my inspirations, as well as trying to get a touch of like Studio Ghibli. I'm not sure how it's pronounced correctly. And you can kind of maybe see that here in the grass. And then like the Mobius inspiration is sort of the outline effect with heavy gradient use and sort of a very loose open ground with line work. Let me see if I can bring up some of his content. Or go away. So you see here's an example of Mobius's work. Heavy line work, which would be interesting to get in the game, but I think it might be too noisy. Lots of gradients here. You can see how it goes from this lighter color all the way up to this blue, and you'll see these gradients here all over the piece, especially back here. Heavy yellow into light yellow, kind of warmish. And then some red sprinkled in down here. It's very good stuff. And here's another example I'll bring over. Oop, boop. There we go. And like this, it's very, very peaceful, serene. But the ground is always pretty tame, relatively speaking. Just a little bit of line work. As you can see, a similarity to here. I was trying to mimic that in this game. And again, some gradients going from a light to dark this direction. Light to dark here on these trees. And that's something I'm trying to mimic as well. But I wanted to combine it again with Studio Ghibli. And I don't know how successful I am with that work. Trying to get this the shading here with the grass and the flowers, how they sort of all blend together. And I was trying to get that with this. And I think I did okay. Could be better for sure. But overall, I think it works together. This was the more recent level that I'd added, and so I'd sort of really worked down on what I wanted the art style to look like. So again, we've got these gradients going from this red down to this green, gradients here. I'm trying to get the outline shader to work on everything. And then you can see here in the actual camera view what that turns out to look like. And tell you what, we'll play this map and we'll walk around it a little bit. All right, we're just spawning in our clients here. And this is what it looks like in the game itself. I think it's pretty nice. I like the style. I like how warm this became. It was a little darker previously. Got these nice warm bushes to hide in. They're a little bit more see-through than the ones in the previous map. And again, we got the exits to win the level. I don't know about this purple. This purple might be a bit bright, but it is different, which is what I like about it. Yeah. We got the clouds back there. I'll probably do some more clouds on the other side. But that's the art style, trying to get it all nailed down. Try to get some nice colors that are popping without being too obtuse and in your face. The things I'm working on next is trying to get some more game modes into Goblin Summer Camp. So I've got the tag working. I've got a lot of bugs fixed out, but you can see there's a bug right now. This model, for some strange reason, hasn't rendered in. I don't know why. And actually, if you look on the other, you can't see it on this other view. That's like a couple little bugs left to iron out. But the gameplay works. Everything's is nice. That guy got crushed. There's definitely some stuff to tune up, but we're definitely getting there. And I'm always looking for feedback of ways to make the game more fun, to make it more engaging. So if that's something that interests you, please drop down into the Discord and let me know what you'd like to see in here. That's how I get all the feedback. And if you'd like to be part of any of the beta testing that I'm doing, again, right in the Discord, occasionally, maybe like once every 2 weeks, I'll do an open test so I can have everybody in. And you can also just download the game and play it with your friends if you want, and just let me know if anything's broken. It's also free for now. All right, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too long and too boring for you. Toodles.